Annex is one of the hottest neighborhoods right now in Toronto to buy real estate or even invest. Starting from the north, from majestic Casa Loma, that's where we are right now, and ending on the south part with University of Toronto and Royal Ontario Museum. Everything in between is just absolutely fascinating as a neighborhood. Let's explore why Annex is one of the most desirable neighborhoods to buy real estate right now in Toronto. So at the beginning of this video, I started by telling you that Annex is hot in real estate, and the numbers prove it. The average house price in this neighborhood is anywhere between 2.3 to 2.4 million. The probability of multiple offer, 50-50. And guess what? Even in 2022, the probability of multiple offers were 50-50. Condominiums are averaging anywhere between 1.6 to 1.7 million. Probability of multiple offers, 50-50. And from the numbers that we are getting now, recovering faster than most other neighborhoods in Toronto. So what that tells you is Annex neighborhood is a very safe, long-term investment. So Casa Loma is an extremely popular destination, from weddings to bar mitzvahs to even film festival and the red carpet. People gather here to picnic, to walk the grounds, because some of the most beautiful treed areas in Toronto are Casa Loma's surrounding. Some sort of a function is always happening here. No wonder the homes around here, from the smallest home to the largest home, that are walking distance to Casa Loma, often get multiple offers. So the unique lookout from Casa Loma, right here. My mom and I used to walk from Rosedale all the way to Casa Loma, and just when we got here, we used to rest and just look at the view. At night is beautiful, in the early morning is gorgeous, and anything in between is also so unique. And sometimes people come here after they enjoy the beautiful restaurant in Casa Loma. Sometimes they come here for small little picnics. So it's a place that community gathers for a variety of reasons. So we are in the green area around the Spadina Museum, and the trees, as I said, are magnificent around here. Look at this one here on my left side. It's just unreal. It's like a fairy tale tree. Let's walk inside it. From the outside, it looks like, okay, it's a tree with all the branches on the ground, but you can literally go in like a little house. So can you believe this? From the outside, this enchanting tree looks like a tree with the branches on the ground. But you come inside, there is a bench, and it looks like you're inside someone's home that is right out of a storybook. It's a great place to come with your kids. My daughter loves to play make-believes here, and we come here and spend hours hide and seek, make-believe stories, like fairy tale stories. It's just a great place for families. Another reason that Annex is so unique as a neighborhood are the schools. And not just any school. We have world-class schools in this neighborhood. 11 public schools, 7 private schools, and 6 Catholic schools. Schools like University of Toronto, both for adults and young adults. Then we have schools like St. George's Royal College, private school. Public schools, neighborhood public schools like Jesse Ketchum. From the daycare to grade 12, we have Waldorf, a fantastic school with a very unique way of teaching from Rudolf Steiner. So another reason that makes Annex so unique is the diversity of demographics, from university professors to university students, to very successful professionals and entrepreneurs, well-known artists, retirees, fashionistas, foodies. And did I mention the Bloor West with the bohemian culture? They all live in and around this area, which the mixture is great for real estate health, because no matter what happens in economy, Annex will always have a good audience, an international audience, not just the audience from inside Toronto, because it's the place that people want to be. So Annex neighborhood is not just about affluence and exclusivity, it's about inclusivity. So we are still on the grounds of University of Toronto, but on my left-hand side, we have the St. Basil Church, which is a very well-known church around here, gorgeous architecture. And behind me is the St. Mary Street with these very contemporary townhomes and high-rises. It's a complex called the U Condos. So it's part of University of Toronto. That's why they call it the U Condos. This is just an example of how in a small area in Annex neighborhood, things can change. So technically, we are right now south of Bloor. That maybe some people say, oh, that's not part of Annex, but it is considered Annex. The same way that east of Avenue Road is not supposed to be Annex, but is part of the Annex neighborhood, Yorkville. Yorkville is still part of Annex neighborhood. So the same with here. Look at the contemporary structure right beside these old ancient buildings that are from the 1800s. One other thing that makes Annex extremely hot in real estate is the architectural wonderland. From the Victorian to Romanesque to Edwardian and contemporary architecture exists right beside each other in harmony. Part of the reason for that is because at least 500 homes in Annex are considered heritage homes, so no one can touch them. That's why the look and feel of the neighborhood would never be jeopardized with any kind of big development. As an investor or a buyer that wants to live in the neighborhood, this is a very important point to know, because 10 years down the road, this neighborhood is not going to look like a concrete jungle. It will still look like a neighborhood that you can walk everywhere, your children can play everywhere with the architectural harmony. And as far as urban design is concerned, it's not that there are no new developments that are contemporary. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of very effective contemporary developments around, but with limitation and restriction to make sure the neighborhood doesn't change in character. So much history from the 18th century that any street that you walk, you see a part of Canadian history. For example, I'm standing right in front of the home of the 14th Prime Minister of Canada, Lesser B. Pearson. And this home is right beside a very contemporary glass and brick renovated home. This is what makes the whole thing so unique, because the old and new exist beside each other in such harmony. So another very unique aspect of this neighborhood is the tree-lined streets. Hundreds of years old trees are everywhere. So it's not just the history or aesthetic of these trees that are special. The root system contributes to stabilizing the water table. The canopies reduce the temperature, so reduces the utility bills by around 8%. Another contribution of these trees are the birds they attract. The number of species of birds are quite remarkable. My best friend and business partner, Maria, owns a beautiful home in Annex. And anytime I sit in her backyard looking at these mature trees, the birds are unbelievable. I often ask Maria, is this Toronto or Tahiti? And of course, the respiration of these trees add tremendously to the air quality. All of this together makes Annex truly a breath of fresh air. Another unique individualistic thing about Annex in a big cosmopolitan city is walkability, bikeability, and safety. People can walk everywhere. There are walking paths, biking paths, and it's extremely safe. So bike paths are everywhere. Annex, for the size, for less than 19,000 people as population, per kilometer, Annex has the most number of bike paths, which is great for traffic, great for young people that don't own cars, great for safety, and it's fantastic for the environment. Annex has all sorts of entertainment and restaurants for everyone. We have restaurants like Soto Soto here, the celebrity restaurant, or Yoso's, the fish restaurant that is another celebrity restaurant. And then we have the Lee's Palace where the rock bands plays, all the way to places like the Smokehouse Burger, wallet-friendly places, bakeries. If you're a vegan, if you're a vegetarian, you're literally spoiled for choice when it comes to Annex and food. Shopping in Annex, fantastic. From little boutiques with unusual fashion on Bloor West all the way to Yorkville. All the fashion brands that people love are there. Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Prada, you just name it. They're all there. So again, a huge range of fashion and shopping. So all that talk about the Annex neighborhood real estate being so hot makes me feel like a nice cold beverage. I'm gonna have it in one of my favorite Annex cafes, Cafe Ex Bica. I know the headlines are often exaggerated in negativity and panic, but Toronto's real estate is so resilient that we know it will always bounce back. Particularly neighborhoods like Annex, because of everything that we talked about: walkability, livability, community, diversity, architecture and urban design, history and the environmental health, safety and family atmosphere, art, culture and entertainment. When you add all these things up, the conclusion is neighborhoods like Annex have always been, they are, and they will always be a wise investment. If you have any questions or anything else you want to know about the Annex, drop me a comment. There is a lot more videos to come. Please subscribe to our channel. Remember, we are the art of real estate. Thanks everyone. See you next time.